Well, now I want to turn to N-scale modeling, and we have a sponsor for that, which is National Capital Trains.
National Capital Trains is the largest supplier of N-scale modeling products in the state of Virginia. We have been in business since 1989. We carry a full line of modeling products, specializing in N and HON3 scales. We carry a large selection of competitively priced high-quality N-scale products from Atlas, Bachmann, Digitrax, Intermountain, Cato, Microtrains, NCE, Pico, Rapido, Soundtrax, as well as Brass. For foreign railroad train aficionados, we offer a wide selection of Japanese and European prototype trains. We are located 20 miles from Washington, D.C. in Springfield, Virginia. We are a short 7-minute drive off Interstate 95. Stop in and see us for the best in N-scale. We also have online ordering on our website, including great prices and expert advice. Call us for your N-scale modeling needs and advice. Use the QR code to visit our website. We look forward to serving you.
And to talk to us about N-scale is our host, Clem Harris. Clem, welcome.
Hi guys, this is Clem Harris, your N-scale host for New Tracks Modeling, and for this month's segment we're going to talk about speed matching. As you saw in my video, under the watchful eye of Bob, our bearded dragon, where I was able to run a Cato, the SD70 Mac, the BNSF 9653 that you've seen me build over the last couple of months, a Scale Trains Santa Fe Dash 9, and then a Atlas Dash 8 4-axle locomotive. There are three different mechanisms, there are three different gears. While they're similar, they're not. And so I like to be able to run all of my stuff together. If I see two locomotives, go, hey, this would be a neat consist to run. I like to be able to put everything together. So in this segment, we're going to talk about the use of configuration variables, or CVs, as defined by the NMRA, and how changing three basic CV settings can get your locomotives to play nice together. I've seen over the years that there's a couple of different ways that people do speed matching. One of the more popular ways I've read and seen is that somebody has a locomotive that they think runs well, and then they try and match everything to it. Rather than have a standard of a locomotive, I'm using an AccuTrack 2 speedometer. It's set for N-scale for the N to 1 to 160. And I chose a top speed of 73 miles an hour. Now you're probably asking, where did I get that number from? And that number came from the fact that most Class 1 locomotives are set to a maximum speed of 73 miles an hour before they get a penalty brake application that would bring the train to a stop. There are minor differences for those that are very technically oriented, but for what I'm doing, 73 works well. I take CV5 after I run the locomotive around my dining room table for 30 minutes, getting Bob's attention. I take and run it around for 30 minutes and warm everything up and make sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to. While I do that, I turn on all the lighting functions that the locomotive has, whether it's headlights, ditch lights, and then also the rear light, the rear headlight. And I run it around without any sound for 30 minutes and get everything warmed up. And then I come in after that 30-minute mark and set CV5 to give me that maximum speed of 73 miles an hour. And so then I let it make another 5 or 10 laps, and I watch to make sure that once I set CV5 where I want it to be, that I consistently see an average of 73 miles an hour over those 5 or 10 times. And if I see a minor variation of like say 72 or 74 on a lap, I don't put a whole lot of stock in it, but I just want to make sure that it's consistently performing the way I want. And so then after I set CV5, I now take the speed and I knock it down to 50% and run it. And I set the mid-range speed, which is CV6, I set that for a maximum speed of 36 miles an hour. And that 36 miles an hour was kind of a happy medium of dividing 73 in two. I can't get reading a 36 and a half on my on the Accutrack speedometer, but I can. 36 was just a happy middle ground. And then I also repeat that process. I run it around 5 or 10 times around the loop and make sure that I'm consistently seeing 36 miles an hour. This setting is a little bit more critical because the majority of the time, I simply don't run my trains out at 73 miles an hour around the club layout or anywhere else. It's I don't have a lot of space, and the ability to be able to run like that it's limited. So the 36 is a lot more critical in my thinking, in my estimation, that I want that one to be as precise as possible. And so I'll make sure that over those 5 or 10 times that it's consistently hitting 36 miles an hour. And then I set the last, after I see that and I'm happy with the 36 miles an hour for CV5, then I take and I set CV2, which is the start speed. And that start speed, I aim for 2.3 to 2.8 miles an hour, just based on the mechanisms, the little nuances and differences. The difference between a locomotive being built on Monday, coming off the assembly line on Monday, and the Friday child that has all the oddball problems because everybody wanted to go home for the day. So using this 3-point speed curve, as you've seen in my video earlier in this segment, that I'm able to match all different brands of locomotives. I have a Kato locomotive playing nicely with a Scale Trains locomotive, also playing nice with an Atlas locomotive. And from the prototype end of it, I've been able to dial these in enough where there's very minimal bumping or one pushing the other, and it's very limited. And if there is any issue with that, I can set it back up and go through and adjust any of these CVs that I've mentioned already. I can adjust those to get it to where it'll dial it in and play really nice with everything. In a fleet of over 100 locomotives that I have, I've been able to get, using this 3-point speed curve, been able to get all of my equipment to play nice together. And that's just simply by spending the time warming them up, setting the CVs where I want, then using a speedometer as an absolute. And if you noticed in my video, you saw that the Accutrack speedometer was tilted up on edge. They use a piece of white retroreflective striping to bounce the signal off the speedometer out to the other side of the case and then back to be able to read its speed. And because I'm using retroreflective striping on my locomotives, again, a nuance of modeling today, I actually have to tilt that up so that it reads the plastic as opposed to the retroreflective striping, sill striping on my locomotives. Bob appreciates his cameo. He's always watching whenever I set up and run stuff around the dining room table for speed matching. Bob gets a kick out of watching everything and all the little odds and ends sounds. You will see also that each decoder brand has these settings if they're compliant with NMRA standards. Don't want to get into brand bashing. My personal favorite decoder brands that I like using are either ESU because of the drop-in function for in-scale sound, or TCS for other, especially for lighting and stuff. And my personal experience is that ESU and TCS just simply have better motor control, and you can really dial these locomotives in very finely to get just a basic 3-point speed curve to work as you saw in my video. I hope this helps kind of demystify some of the speed matching and some of the little things that you hear. It's not an overly complicated process. And that's the biggest thing I wanted to demonstrate today in just a short 15-minute span. I hope this segment is enjoyable for you, and thank you for watching. I will show you the rest of the process throughout the rest of the video. Thank you very much. All right, guys, what do you think? It's been fun breaking down the process of building the BNSF 9653 in a bunch of 15.
Well, thanks so much, Clem. We really do appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you next month.